When you hear Stargates, stone gates, or ancient portals, think massive carved stone doorways and ruins around the world, often linked to folklore about other realms, gods or giants, and then tying that into claims of a CIA cover-up in the 1950s. Let's untangle in Peru, the Andes, near Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world by the way. There's a ruin called Puerta de Huaymarca, meaning Gate of the Gods. It contains a massive stone doorway carved into solid rock. The doorway goes nowhere. Legend has it an Incan priest used a golden disc to open the doorway, stepping into another world. Shamans say it's still a portal to the gods. In Mesopotamia, the ancient Sumerians and Babylonians told myths of gates between worlds. Gods like Enki and Inanna traveled through gateways of the stars. Some modern scholars interpret these as metaphors, but let's keep an open mind. The Egyptians built false doors into their temples. They were false because they didn't actually lead anywhere, but they were carved just like a regular door. The Egyptians believed the gods or spirits could pass through them. One particularly famous example is the doorway to the Duat, the underworld, which appears in some Egyptian texts. These false doors aren't unique. They're found all over the world, in megalithic sites from Malta to Bolivia, and almost always the local folklore ties them to spirits, gods, or giants of old traveling between realms. Now let's bring in the CIA. Here's where the whole thing veers into conspiracy territory. Some researchers claim that in the 1950s, during the height of the Cold War, the CIA investigated archaeological sites with portal myths. They did this to see if any of those myths were true. Allegedly, the US and Soviets both looked into ancient stargates as possible advanced technology. Remote Andean and Mesopotamian ruins were studied for non-terrestrial connections. Any unusual findings were suppressed by the government to prevent mass hysteria. Now there's no hard evidence to support this cover-up theory. What we do have are declassified CIA documents from Project Stargate. The real CIA psychic program operated from the 1970s to the 1990s, not the 1950s. What the documents do show, the agency was very interested in having psychics remotely view ancient sites like the Sphinx or the pyramids. Some alternative researchers connect this to sites in Iraq, ancient Sumeria. The US was at war there from the 1950s to the 2000s, and they claim the CIA guarded or even retrieved artifacts that could unlock Stargate technology. That's the cover-up theory. Mainstream archaeology views the stone gateways as nothing more than ritual false doors.